Here we go. Somebody's going to jump on or not. We will see. Don't think I've ever. Maybe I have. I don't know if I've done a Honeybee live chat before or not. Richie, can you shut your door? I'm going live. I'm joking. How you doing, my friend? I'm just talking honeybees. Archaeology Mikey's first. Nope. Archaeology Mikey, you're second. I'm joking was first. He beat you to the punch, my friend. Your coffee went out this week, just so you know. Yeah, you and him were probably right there at the exact same time, I think. Yeah. I think you're right on top of it there. I need to spread these out a little bit. One more space. I wanted to hear about some great honey. Well, we got two different types of honey this year. We got our spring honey and our summer honey. Spring honey was much lighter. That's the one I used for my son and my new daughter-in-law, my new daughter's wedding. So that went over real good. So it was a lighter honey, spring honey. And then this is the summer honey. It's a little bit darker that you're looking at right now. So I got a little bit more of the darker summer honey because it was a bigger flow. It was more late spring, early summer for the most part. I'm going to give it to my mom. She drinks coffee more than me. Well, she should like it. I ground it up for you already. So it's already ground. Thanks for hitting that like button, one of the two of you. 3 people in the house, it looks like. But today I worked all 8 of the hives at my farm. Let's see if I can show you guys a picture of the farm hives there today. 4 of them right here. I worked today. Gave them all sugar water, pollen patties. You can see it left to right. There's my got honey. And those are wax dip boxes, the bottom ones that look like natural wood. The darker honey, I heard that you can eat the comb too. Is that true? Yes, you can eat the comb on lighter or darker honey. That being the case, the darker honey's supposed to be, I don't know if this is true or not, it's supposed to be higher in antioxidants the darker the honey is. That's at least what I have heard. Whether that's absolutely true or not, I don't know. But the darker honey is supposed to be higher in antioxidants for the health benefit. That's probably because the darker honey's got more, say, pollen bits in it and whatnot too. So I would bet that's probably correct. And it's good to chew on that comb, like you said too. I didn't make any comb honey or chunk honey this year. I spun everything out. I did put a super on one of my bigger hives to get comb honey, and they bypassed that super or that box and went to the regular boxes. So I did not have any success. So I may try it again next year on a different hive, but it was tough. I didn't get any comb honey this year at all, even though I tried. I may have to just put some regular wax foundations in and get me some comb and then cut it up that way. That's probably what I will do. I'll probably order some comb wax foundation, solid wax foundation, because the foundations you put down typically are just on plastic foundations. But it doesn't look like many people's jumping in for the honeybee, the honeybee live stream. Even though we got 4 or 5 likes, looks like only one person, 2 people, 3 people's watching there. But yeah, any questions? I'm looking for any state commemorative $50 for someone on YouTube for Christmas if you can look for one. Sure, I will definitely keep my eyes peeled for you, my friend. That's not a problem. I'm doing this because he was in the hospital and rehab since September. I will look for you. The commemorative $50, there's a lot of different ones out there. A lot of different ones out there. You just have to look and see. What's going on with the clip? So that is a queen clip. So that's the new queen clips I just got in. So when you're having to remove your queen, let's say you're doing a hive check and you want to do let's say a mite check and you want to shake a bunch of your bees off, or you want to get the queen so you make sure you don't harm her or damage her, that's the clip that we put the queens in. So those are new plastic queen clips I got in. Okay, Mikey, sounds like a good deal, my friend. LN Show, honey. Oh yeah, honey. Yep, that's a queen clip. So I'm joking, just learned something there. Yep, that's a queen clip. Now the regular bees can go in there and out and take care of the queen, but she can't. So that's made the right width where she cannot go in and out of there, but the regular bees can. So that's nice, and it's actually open and closable. So you can look at it like this. You can open and close it, and you catch her and you put her right in there. So it works out really well. Hey, LNW Show, how you today? Good to see you. Thanks for jumping in. Thanks for mashing that like button. We're just talking a little bit of honeybees. There's Zach Ball. It's going pretty good, my friend. We just thought we'd do a live stream here and jump on and talk a little bit about the honeybees. We worked all 8 hives at the farm today. Did queen checks, and all of them looked good. All had queens. Hey, Bank 2006. Few people's jump. There's 6 in here now. 9 likes. There's little ECP wandering through the room. You hear some noise in the background. She's going down the stairs to see Mrs. ECP. I put a short up today. I don't know if any of you looked at it. We were out the farm. 3 things I did at the farm today is I worked the honeybees, I fed the chickens, and I sowed the pasture that me and my son, I ran the 5-foot disc on the tractor yesterday, and we sowed it in buckwheat and clover. And Mrs. ECP, I'm glad you like the honey. I've still got some more for my auctions. So if you want to try and get some more, Thursday nights, I'm going to give some away again, and I might raffle one off. I told Mrs. ECP, I said, we've got enough from the winter now. I said, we'll just give a little bit away at a time on each auction, and that way everybody can try some of the honey. But yeah, it seems like people really like it. Hey, Marley and T, we are just live chatting, talking about honeybees. I got a chance to work my bees today. I took the Apivar strips off, which is the strips that you put on to kill varroa mite, which is one of the biggest things that'll really set your honeybees back and give them viruses. So they were on for 43 days. They got to be on at least 42, so an extra day, and I took those off today. So that was kind of neat. And then we did queen checks on all the hives. I had checked on the 8 at the farm. I still got to check on the hive here at the house. We gave them a gallon of 1-to-1 sugar water on each hive and gave them a pollen patty, and then made any other adjustments that needed to be done. So it worked out pretty good. Worked out pretty good. Can't complain. No complaints. No complaints overall. It looks like we got 7 people watching, which is great. 10 likes already, which is even better. And we're just having a good time. I can't type today, says Mikey. Hey, no worries. We're all having fun there. But we talked a little earlier about the 2 types of honey I got this year. We got some spring honey, which is mainly the autumn olive. And I'm sure there was probably some maple and different other nectars in there early spring. But it was a much lighter honey, very light in taste also, sweet but not overpowering. That was used for my son and my new daughter's wedding. So that was the little tiny bears and stuff. We've got bees and keep trying to get in the garage vent, in the wall of the garage. If there's any way to keep them out without killing them. Well, you need to have somebody come in and remove them. And then once they remove them, they need to fill that void in with some kind of insulation. They can spray Honeybee Gone in there, which is a deterrent for honeybees after they remove them. But you need to have somebody come in and remove them if they're already there, and then fill that void in, usually with insulation, and whatever the holes or gaps that they're coming in, you can use that blue insulation. It's like plastic. You see, there's a really good guy on YouTube. His name is Dirt Rooster 628. Dirt Rooster 628. And he's a professional bee remover. He's down in Louisiana. I'm not sure where you're at, but he removes the bees, takes them and puts them in a colony, and then he, of course, fixes back what he removed. And there's a lot of people, and there's local people usually too. Yeah, they'll keep coming back unless you put something in there to deter them. You're in Vegas. Yeah, so you've got to actually fill that void in once you take them out, and you don't want to kill the honeybees, of course. You want to get them removed and then fill that void back in, because they will continue to come back to an area they smell that smells like a hive. That draws them right back in every year. That's true. How many bees can be in one hive? Because in the warehouse at my mom's work, they had 40,000 bees, which is something I've never heard. Yep, they can have that many easily. Yep, depending on how big they are. Yeah, the honeybee gone is only temporary, though. You spray that in there, and that makes them get out of there now as a repellent. But you need to fill the void in, you know. You've got to fill the void in. ECP, are you going to any Oktoberfest festivals the next month? I hope so, my friend. I hope so. I'm going to be going to my sister's to visit my mom, and I'm probably going to have some time with her. So I'm looking forward to that. So possibly, yes, I'm hoping to get. So I've got some pumpkins on the farm. I'm thinking about doing a short. There's 5 big green pumpkins. I don't know if you looked at the short I did today with Mrs. ECP, sowing some buckwheat and sowing some thing. You'll see like this real grassy area that's on my right when I'm filming. That's actually a patch that we disced around. We didn't disc the field up because we had 5 big pumpkins right there in that grassy area where some pumpkin seeds. I fed the cows last year pumpkins, and volunteer pumpkins came up, and they're still green. They're big, large green ones. I've already picked like 3 or 4 orange ones, but there's 5 more green ones that grew later on after we got some of that rain, and they jumped out of the ground. And I need to do a short video on that. That would be a good short. Be a real good short. I need to do that for sure. But we also got some ornamental like gourds and pumpkins out there too that grew on the back side of the pasture on the fence too. You know, what happens is all the neighbors around the subdivision here, they always give me all their pumpkins at the end of the year to feed the cows. And they give me everything, you know, whatever ornamental stuff, gourds, you know, cushawls, anything like that. And I just throw them out there for the cows to eat. And of course, the seeds sometimes get smashed into the ground and whatnot, or pass through the cow and into the pasture. Then later on, boom, lo and behold, you get a volunteer gourd, a volunteer pumpkin. One year we had all kinds of baby gourds that were out there growing up into the fence. But yeah, the best thing to do is fill that thing in with insulation. Get rid of the void altogether, Marley and T. Get rid of that. We got 8 people listening, watching, 12 likes. I'm going to get a new metal detector for Christmas. Had to decide coins or metal detector, and I chose metal detector. Yep, metal detector you can find more coins with, Mikey. Think of it that way. And maybe you can find some gold nuggets. Get out there on a good, heavy gold mine area. Find you some gold nuggets too. I've got a metal detector, but it's a very inexpensive Ace Garrett. I think it's the earliest level, the smallest one, and I use it. I have fun with it. It picks up on anything metal, rings, and so you dig up a lot of junk and stuff too. But I have fun with it. It's my biggest challenge is bending over and digging and picking stuff up. I like doing metal detecting with young people that like to do the digging and like to do the bending over. Because that wears my back out. Hello, Stacker. Who uses your Stacker? Just pop in a bit to show some love before bedtime. Thank you, Hoosier Stacker. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. We got Stackers and we got Honeybee lovers in here. We're getting a mix of them here. A water and land detector, that's a good idea. That way you can use it at the beach. Go right in the water part there too. Or use it in the creeks when you're looking for gold nuggets there, Archaeology Mikey. Yeah, either side would work. 8 people watching, listening, just chilling tonight. Got a lot of good people in here. Got moderators, got members. Members, by the way, are only 99 cents. It gives you all kinds of neat emojis. You get some of the honeybee emojis, right? Because it's honeybee day. Yes, I'm stalking you, Mikey, she says. He says. That's too funny. We got, if you guys want to see me, there's me and Milo. There's an emoji. And there's the Milo emoji. I think we outlined that in green. There's the Milo emoji. I'm going to get my scuba diving license in the summertime so I can get out in the deep stuff. Wow. If you get that, you get out there and get the big gold doubloons on the shipwrecks and stuff, right? That'd be pretty neat. Who's your stacker since this morning? He's been stalking you, huh? It sounds like fun. So is anybody in here else, out of the 7, 8 people in here, 9, 10 people, actually keep honeybees? Anybody else keep honeybees? We got any bee brothers in here? Anybody else knows how much work they are? It's amazing when you guys see how much work's involved and how expensive they sell honey. But get this. So I got a trick question. What do you think the most faked food source is in the world? What's the most faked food source in the world? Take a guess. I had a neighbor that kept them before he moved to Florida. There you go. Jonathan Friend just went to the Honeybee Festival here in the town yesterday. Cool. I hope you got some. You're right, Jonathan Friend. The most faked food source in the world is honey. 70% of all honey is actually not legit, not as fake. Now, I say fake. You can have honey that's made by bees, but they give them sugar water, so you don't get the health benefits. So natural, real honey made from nectar and from flowers and trees and blooms and blossoms is true, natural, pure honey. And that's the 30% that's out there. So true natural honey and its health benefits and really good honey usually runs around $1 an ounce, believe it or not, sometimes more. So if, and you see a lot of times honey that's $5, $6, $7, $8 for a whole 16-ounce pint. Makes you kind of scratch your head and wonder if that's the good stuff or not. But yep, natural true honey is the most uncommon natural food source. So the most faked food source is honey. 70% of it worldwide, and a lot of it's faked out of China. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? Definitely need to find myself some honey still in the comb. That wax is amazing. That's right. And wax carries a lot of those same pollens and antioxidants, but the darker the honey, the more antioxidants and the more health benefits you have to it. But depending on what they get, so this is a pretty dark honey right here. This is my summer honey. It's a darker honey. It's pure and natural, directly from my bees. I have some spring honey. It's a little bit lighter. But I actually, from the hives I've got, 5 of them, the 5 hives that I had that were production hives, I didn't get as much. I let the bees keep a lot, but I got 10 gallons of honey this year. 10 gallons of honey. I could have got more. I left a lot of it with the bees. A lot of my hives today when I did hive checks were very heavy still. Exactly. More fun facts. You're learning about bees, not just coins. And I can talk coins a little bit too. I know I've got a lot of coin people in there if you got coin questions or numismatic questions or whatever the case might be. But I got into the bees today, spent hours working with them, and I got a little aggravated with me there at times. They were was breaking a lot of boxes up, doing queen checks, getting rid of the mite control Apivar Amatraz strips. So when you break that honey up, the other bees in the other hives smell it, and they try to start robbing out the other hive's honeys. So I had to work quick, which kind of wore me out. But I had to smoke a lot and get everything under control. And once I got done, they were so wound up. Me and the wife went to town and hit Taco Bell and came back. Good to know there's laws on metal detecting like that, Mikey. I don't know any of those. You'll have to research all that on your own. I'm sure you will. From there, but I'm just sitting there watching Northwest Law, where the game wardens are out there, and I got it on mute. But I thought, I'm going to get on a little live stream here, talk to some of my friends here on a Sunday night. Looks like a few of you are. ECP, have you seen bees attack an outsider queen? They ball and they roll her up. It's amazing, as well as a true killer instinct. Yes, a lot of times you'll have more than one queen, Jonathan. So what happens is, I don't know if you want to call it an outsider queen, but a lot of times whenever they swarm, a lot of queens will hatch out at the exact same time, and they only want one queen. Sometimes a hive will have more than one, but not too often. But they'll ball those up, and they'll kill those. A lot of times you'll see them on the ground, balled up and land, and they'll get them. Like a lot of times they'll hatch out more than one, or an outside queen out there, like you said. And they'll ball them up, and they will kill them because their loyalties to one queen. The bees themselves as a hive, as an aggregate, control the queen. The queen doesn't control them now, because they kind of let her know when, hey, it's time to swarm. They let her know when, hey, they want to see that she's doing her job and laying well. If she's not, they can turn around and do a what's the word I'm using for, where they'll build another queen cell and replace her. More than just a swarm, not a swarm, but an actual. There's a supersedure. That's the word. They'll supersede her. So there's two ways you'll see swarms. One main way you see swarms. Two ways, but the main swarms are either by overcrowding. There's too many bees, so they'll do a swarm. And they'll also do a swarm for genetics, for procreation. So you'll see a procreation swarm, and you'll see a congestion swarm, which means the bees are getting too congested. So those are the two types. But then you also, like during the middle of the summer, if a honeybee female queen's not doing well, they don't want to swarm, they'll just do a supersedure. So they'll put a queen cell, one or two, up on the middle of the frame and raise a new queen, and they'll run her out or kill her, the old one, once they get the new one. So that's called a supersedure. So, and you let bees do that because they know when it's time, and the queen if she's not doing good anymore, they replace her. It's just that simple. And they know when it's time to replace, more than we do, of course. Revolution, yeah. Supersedure is what it's called. Why does honey crystallize? Okay, Bank, good question. So honey crystallizes depending on the type of nectar the bees collect. Some types of honey actually do not crystallize or rarely crystallize. Other types of honey can crystallize right away. So two darker honeys, one obviously buckwheat honey, and people call it baker's honey. It's really rich, dark, almost like molasses. It crystallizes very quickly. Mike Berry, that's on here on YouTube too, that does bees, he sent me some tallow honey from the tallow tree down south, and it crystallizes pretty quick. Usually after I have it, 2-3 months after I've got some in my cabinet, it crystallizes pretty strong. Now he sent me some other honey that came from in the spring from the privet and it's yet to crystallize. Now I've had it twice as long as the tallow. The tallow is completely solid and crystallized. Good news is this: all you got to do is, with the honey that crystallizes, set the whole bottle in some real hot water or warm water, and it'll liquefy again. So just put it in some really warm water, warm tap water. Let it get hot, and put it in there about 100-degree tap water, 105, 110, and then let it sit there, and it will re-liquefy. You know, it'll crystallize later on, but you can liquefy it that way. So there, hey, CM Silver. It crystallizes when my daughter puts it in the microwave. You don't want to put it in the microwave. You're going to lose the health benefits of it. Tell her not to do that. But just put it in a bowl of warm water or hot water and let it liquefy. That's the best way to do it. That's the best way to do it. Hey, Mike Wolf, how you doing, my friend? Got a bunch of 9 of you in here, 15 likes. Y'all, thank you for mashing the like button. But this honey right here is yet to crystallize. My spring honey, I didn't have any of my honey crystallize at all. You know, I know that my bees primarily in the spring work the autumn olive. Some people call it a honeysuckle bush. That's what it looks like. I think I got a picture of it. Let me show it to you. So the autumn olive honey was the spring honey. I had the lighter honey that my son and her daughter had at the wedding, and I had it early on when I first sold some honey or auctioned some honey when you guys got me to put it in there. I wasn't planning on it. But the autumn olive honey is my wife's favorite, and that's probably my favorite too. It's just a very light honey. I think sometimes the lighter honeys don't crystallize as quick as the darker honeys. But let me show you what an autumn olive branch looks like. I took a picture because somebody asked me. So here's a quick picture of buckwheat honey. Look how dark this is. See how dark buckwheat? It's almost like molasses. And it will definitely crystallize very quickly. And the Tupelo honey like this, it doesn't crystallize at all hardly. It's a lighter honey from Tupelo, Florida. And I've yet to have any of it crystallize. I've had some of it for 6-8 months. So it depends on what the bees worked. So depending on what the bees work. So if you remember, a lot of this stuff, this was a lighter honey right there. The lighting's not showing it. You can see my little tiny bottles there. Here it is. There's a good picture of how light it is. See how light that honey is? That was my first batch. And then that one there in the picture is darker. But let me show you the what the autumn olive looked like. Oh, come on. It's not letting me get back to my pictures. It's not letting me go back. There it goes. And let me go back now. Oh, come on. See, look how light that honey is right there. See how light it is? That's the spring honey. We're filtering it. It's coming out of the spinner. So people says, "Why is your honey so good?" I said, "Because it's not fake honey. 70% of all honey." Now here's Mike Berry's privet honey. Look how light it is. That's the spring privet. Got all kinds of pictures, don't I? It's a good idea to use that. So I'm trying to show you. Let me find that piece of the autumn olive. It was early this spring that I did it. See if I can find it. There's an autumn olive branch. I took a picture of it in my car because people were asking me what it looked like. I said, well, a lot of people call it a honeysuckle bush. It's actually a invasive species brought in, I guess, from like Asia. But I think they brought it in for ornamental. I think they brought it to feed turkeys and stuff like that because it makes a little berry. It looks like a little olive or something that turkeys eat in the fall, i.e. why they call it autumn for the fall, and then autumn olive, so it looks like a little olive, O-L-I-V-E. If I can find it, I have a picture of it, I promise. It's hard seeing all these hundreds of pictures. Where is it at? I keep looking. I don't see it, but it is got to be back further. I know it's on my phone because I just looked at it the other day. See if I can find it. It's in here somewhere. I'm still looking. Sorry if I'm not being very entertaining while I'm looking. I wanted to show you what this looks like. Well, anyways, I'll show it to you if I find it. So I have to look at it and see here. I don't know where it's at though. That just drives me nuts. Because I had a good picture of it. I had a real good picture of it. I took it in my car. It's on here. I need to put it on my iPad. That's what I need to do. Found it. I found it. So look at that. That's the autumn olive. Can y'all see that? That's the autumn olive bush. Boy, the bees love it. And you talking about #1 honey. That's the best stuff coming and going, man. Man, it's unbelievable. Unbelievably good. Can't believe I finally found it. Took me long enough, didn't it? But it's good to show you something what we were talking about at least. Let's see if I can get back on my phone and see what's going on in the chat the whole time I was doing it. I got 8 people still hanging in here with ECP. I appreciate it, guys and gals. Thank you so much. Let's talk honeybees. Live chat. There we go. Cool. Nice there of the country. So I always tell people that want to start metal detecting to get a detector to research their state or country's laws or metal detecting so they don't get in trouble by the state or government. Sounds good. You don't want to talk honeybees, do you? Or honeybees, Mikey. Just relaxing before a busy week. I know, I got a big work week ahead of me too. I'm going to have a week with my mom in October. I'm looking forward to that vacation. I'm about ready for some vacation time. Definitely need that. So any honeybee questions? Any honey questions? So everybody, how many people in here right now has actually tried my honey? I know that CM Silver has. I know that Bank 2006 has. Right? I know they've had it. And not sure who got the spring and who got the summer honey. I went to the beach yesterday and was at the pool today and back at college. So Archaeology Mikey hadn't gotten any yet. Nope. I got it as a bonus. Delish, says Bank. Good deal, man. So you get one of the little bottles or you get a big bottle? I raffled off a big bottle last week. CM's got a ton of honey. Man, you must got like 4 or 5 bottles, but I think his daughter or his kids keep taking it. So yeah, CM, I think you got the spring and the summer honey both. I think you got some of the early light honey, and I think you got some of the big honey, the darker honey later on. Both of them are excellent though. Yep. Are you still got any left, CM, or have they eaten it all? I know it goes fast around my house. I think your daughter got a bunch, and then you got some of the next auction, I believe. So that's good. So Bank got one of the small ones. When everybody says they like it. I haven't had anybody say they didn't like it. Still hiding some wedding honey. Oh, that's the spring honey. Yeah, if you got the wedding honey, that's the one Mrs. ECP likes the most. That's the spring honey. That's the lighter one. We didn't have as much of that ourselves because we gave it away at the wedding. People went nuts. There was people literally, if anybody didn't, like every guest out of the 100 and some people there, 120, whatever, it was 120 little bottles. I think we made like 150. Would you believe this? That anybody that didn't take one or forgot, people were snatching them up and taking more than one. And there was a box with like 20 or 30 extra bottles in it. Somebody grabbed it and took off with it. I think it's one of my son's buddies. He snatched it. He was grabbing any extras that were left on the tables. People, after having dinner and a few drinks and dancing, they forget to take their wedding favor with them, which was the little honeybee bear. And even oh my brother-in-law, he left and he came back, said, "Oh, I forgot my honey," and went back, came back and got him. He got like 2 or 3 bottles. So I'm gonna go visit my daughter here next week. I mean, my sister next weekend. I'm gonna take some down to her too. But that's cool. There's Chad. There's a bee brother. How did the electric spinner work for you? It worked great. A Chinese version worked good. However, it makes a squealing noise, and I've used food grade grease on it. But at the pivot point on the spinner, down in there where we put the food grade, is metal on metal, and I think I need to put maybe like a plastic grommet or something down in there, or a piece of plastic so it's not metal on metal, and then put some food grade grease down there, Chad. If you got any suggestions and you watch my videos, you'll hear this real high pitched squeal sometimes. And sometimes it squeals, sometimes it doesn't. But I put all kinds of food grade grease down there, but it's metal on metal and it keeps rubbing. And I need to get a little, like a plastic washer or something down there, something that, or just a plastic disc to put in there. I know there's not a ball bearing. I've seen the other ones that had that too, and mine did not have a ball bearing. So that would be the thing too, is what size ball bearing do I need to get or find, and where do you order or buy a ball bearing at? Because it did not come with one. When I actually got my spinner, believe this or not, it didn't have the lids, and I had to contact them. Remember, it was a Chinese one that only cost me a couple $100, like $225 or $250 or something like that. Worked great, good motor, good made. It's got some sharp legs on it though. The legs are you got to be careful because the legs will cut you or scratch you. It's definitely not U.S. grade safe. Wouldn't pass any safety regulations, to say the least. Yeah, so I need to find. So if I find the right size ball bearing, I'm just trying to think of where I get ball bearings at. I mean, do you go to Walmart and buy ball bearings? Just maybe get on eBay and order it online or something. But yeah, I have to measure it and find out a ball bearing to put in there. I've seen that on the other ones that people had one on there. Mine didn't have one. So yeah, I need to figure that out too, my friend. That's a good point. So maybe that'll work, or like I said, maybe a plastic washer, as long as it's not metal rubbing on metal. But I put some food grade grease in there and stuff, and it did it. I don't know. There used to be a bearing company in the West End, but they went out of business. But they might have moved, so I'll check. That's a good question. I'll have to Google it. I will check. I know there used to be one down there on the West End of Huntington. There was a place called like Bearings Incorporated. So that would have been a good place. So I will check and see if they're still in existence. They might have moved somewhere else. I'll find one. Yeah, I should have probably done that before. But mine didn't come with a bearing, so I didn't know whether it was supposed to have one or not. And I might be able to call the company that I bought it from still too on eBay and see if they'll send me one out or not. So I think, it's a Chinese spinner, but they're shipped out of like California, I guess. Yeah, debonair Dylan, honey. But yeah, it worked really well, except for the squeal. It worked for the squeal, and so next year I should be doing even more. I worked 8 hives today. All of them were queen right. All of them had good number of bees. All of them were heavy. I still gave them some sugar water and pollen patties to try and keep them ahead, because I know how quick they can get light on me. All of them had brood, a lot of brood getting ready to hatch out. A lot of cat brood. All of them had eggs or some larvae, but not as many. So I was kind of glad that I was feeding them some 1-to-1, so I might be able to stimulate her to lay even more. Usually if you give them a little pollen, give them a little more sugar water, I think a little bit of flows on, I'll get some more. But our nights are getting down in the 40s now. They're getting down in the 40s. getting down to 40s. I'm taking a break on my bike ride, says Debonair. Other than that, just the metal ball that fits will work. I'll find one. I will try that, Chad. Thank you for mentioning. I remember seeing that on other videos with people and having a ball bearing down in there and putting the grease. But I didn't think, well, mine should have that also. So, I've got a pointed end on mine. It's not flat. So that's my question is, when I put a ball bearing down in there with that pointed end, will it sit on that ball bearing or move or what? Is everybody else's flat and that's why they put the ball bearing? Because mine has a pointed end like a stake that it sticks down there and it's rounded on the end. So that's why I'm not sure mine's supposed to have a ball bearing or not. And that's why I even think maybe a piece of rubber or plastic in that hole would give it a little better something to sit on where metal doesn't rub on metal and squeak or squeal. But I'll figure it out. I'm pretty mechanically inclined. We had a low night the other night. It was down to 36 degrees. When you're up further north, you get a lot colder. I'm down here in Huntington, West Virginia. I'm in line with like Cincinnati, Ohio. So we're kind of a moderate zone. We don't get, we get some snow, maybe, 2 or 3 times, 2 or 3 inches, 6, 8, 10 inches, maybe once. Some winters we get 0 snow. We just don't. It just depends. But we've had winters that it got really cold, and we've had winters that don't get cold at all. That the bugs are bad the next summer because we had very few freezes. So it's almost like a coin flip. I don't know. Like last winter wasn't a bad winter. It was kind of in the middle. I didn't lose any of my bees at all. I had treated for mites in the fall with Apivar, just like I did just now. And then I did the oxalic acid in December when they're broodless, as long as it's above 40 degrees. And I did 2 treatments. I did one, and then 7 days later did another one. And I didn't treat in the spring because the bees were miteless. They weren't. I had done such a good job in the fall and the winter, and they were in their winter cycle that they came out in the spring real hard and heavy. We had an early spring, and for me to put treatments on them and start collecting honey, I didn't. It worked out fine. Let's see what Chad's saying here. That's a good point. I'll have to look at mine and see. South Dakota, yeah, you got the cold weather up there. But you got the pheasant hunting. I'm so jealous. The Dakotas got some of the best pheasant hunting. I want to come pheasant hunting up in the Dakotas. That's on my bucket list. I'm in Kansas City right now for a class all week for work. Gotcha. Well, enjoy yourself. I remember having to go to work and do classes and training. Always had to go out on a Sunday night. Sounds like that's what you're doing too. But hey, be glad you got a job. It's amazing that the back to work, like some of the companies have gone because of this Delta variant and went virtual again or pulled their representatives out of the field. Man, mine hasn't at all. Mine has really been full steam, right back to business and everything. So it's been kind of crazy. What's all the buzz about, says Evil Lenny? It's about honey, my friend. It's about honey. We're talking honey. Light honey, dark honey. Chad, I got a question since we got another bee brother in here. My understanding is the darker the honey, the more antioxidants or the bigger the health benefit. Can you confirm? Have you heard that also? I have been told that by numerous people and reading online that the darker the honey, the more health benefit or more antioxidants. Locomotive mechanic for BNSF Railway. There you go. I knew you did that. I remember hearing that on some of your videos before. You haven't made a lot of videos lately, though. I'm a big fan and big watcher of yours. Did you see where JCB's got his account hacked and lost? He had 50,000 subscribers. A guy contacted him to see if he wanted a free Canon camera to do a review on, and they would give him a camera for free, a $2,000 camera. And he said sure, and he opened up a catalog to look at the things. And I guess when he opened that file up, it gave him his information, and he got his Gmail account and his Google account, and he went in there and deleted all of his videos in like 6 minutes. Took his account completely down. Yeah, so it's supposed to be a good health antioxidant. Honey making money? You know what? I'll tell you this. This is the truth in the matter. If you sell honey, it ain't worth what you sell it for, my friend. Because there's so much work in bees, you can never get your time back out of it, in my opinion. Especially as a small beekeeper. I'm sure as a large commercial beekeeper, that's a different story. But as a small beekeeper, the amount of time that I put in my bees and the amount of honey that I get out of it, I don't think it's a money maker, not unless you just like to work for almost free or work for 50 cents an hour. I've been busy in the middle of a nasty divorce. Oh, man. Congratulations. I read the rest and stopped and said, congratulations. It happens. Unfortunately, I've been pretty good. I met the right lady, and I've been married almost 30 years with her. She went out to the farm with me today, helped me work the hives. Like I said, I worked 8 hives, did queen checks on all of them, removed apivar strips on all of them, added a gallon of 1-to-1 sugar water on each one, and gave them a pollen patty on each one today. And then I put some entry reducers on the smaller hives since I'd added the inner feeder things. But any craft that is pure like that, the craft maker does it for love. You're right, Evil Lenny. Amen, my brother. Yep, I met my wife at the bank. That's right. Bank remembers that. That's correct. I did meet her at the bank. And I put a little short up today. Tell you what a wonderful wife has. She went out there and helped me sow buckwheat and clover today on one of my many pastures the cows used to be on. So if you go back there and watch a short, you can say, make a little comment to Mrs. ECP, and I'll show it to her and read it to her. If you watch that short where she's sowing buckwheat, you say, wow, what a super lady. Get out there and in the field and spread buckwheat and clover with your husband. She's a good lady. She spent the whole day with me on the farm. It was really nice. He's downstairs. She's watching a different TV show. I'm watching Northwest Law or whatever there with the game wardens. I got it on mute, and I'm reading the subtitles. But she's down there watching that, and I think she's folding some clothes down there. I told her to take a break. Don't worry about it. She can watch whatever she wanted to up here, but she didn't. She went downstairs. But she's a super lady. I've been very, very lucky. Looks like I got 6 of you guys watching now. I think you're starting to drop like flies on me. Few women are like that these days. You're right. My wife was just a good old down to earth country girl. Now she's well refined too. She's not like a redneck hillbilly or anything. I mean, she definitely but she's just a real down to earth lady, and that's what attracted me to her. I really wasn't going to get married till I met my wife. I decided that there wasn't anybody for me in this world till I met my wife, and I got married later, like 27, 28 years old, because it was like I just kept everybody I found. Honestly, just seemed to be money hungry for the most part. And then Mrs. ECP, my wife, her name's Toni, Toni with an I, and she wasn't like that whatsoever. She's fantastic. I'm moderating for 2 streams on both phones. Mikey, you're a good man, my friend. You are a good man. Thank you for all your help. All the moderators in here. Evil Lenny. Bank 2006. Let's fix you. There we go. Bank, you still in here? Bank's been with me for an awful long time. And he's even a channel member, too. He's in green. Bank, say hello. See if you got your blue wrench now, my friend. He knew I met my wife at the bank. That tells you he knows a lot about me. Fix me. Yep, you're fixed, Bank. I didn't even realize you weren't a moderator. You should have been one a long time ago, my friend. You should have been one a long time ago. I'm not sure why you weren't. So, my apologies, my friend. But if you guys are into coins, a few of the coin guys are in here. We do an auction Thursday nights. It's 8 p.m. Unless something comes up with the personal life, of course. and we have a good time. We relax and have fun, look at coins, sell a few coins, auction a little bit of honey too at the same time too, but we always have a good time. 17 likes. Wow, you think we'll hit 20? Sometimes I have up to four streams you're moderating. You're a busy man, Archaeology Mikey. You're a busy, busy man. But guys, thank you so much for watching. We've been on almost an hour. It's right at 50 minutes. Let's see who else is on here so I can say goodbye. Or say, thanks for watching. LNW Show, thank you very much. Archaeology Mikey, thank you. Bank 2006, thank you. Chad at Mustang Ranch, 5L4 Ranch. You guys check him out if you like bees, because he has a bee channel and does some farming too. I see it. Coins, currency, and metal detecting is my drug. No need to fix me. I love it here. I'm honored. There you go. Thank you, LN Show. I appreciate you. Love it. You guys got a chance to check out that short that we just posted. You get to see my wonderful wife. Debonair Dillon, are you still in here? Did you call it a night? CM Silver still in here? Is he gone? Let's see who else is left. There's JM's in there. I've been listening, not chatting. Well, JM, thank you so much. I got your email. I'm going to send you some stickers, my friend, to that other address. I got to get an international stamp since you're up towards the Canadian way. But I'll send it to that address. I did get your email. So there, I'm responding to you live, so I don't have to email you back. But I do have your address there, and the next time I do a shipment out, I've got your email flagged to send that out to you, my friend. I appreciate it. So we got 7 people watching, 18 likes, 2 more, we hit 20. Anybody else in here not hit the like button? We can go to 20 likes before we sign off. We should hang in there till we get to 20 likes, shouldn't we? Get to 20 likes would be really, really neat. It'd be nice. But cool. Thanks, ECP. I don't know much about honey, so mainly just listening. I hit the like, though. Well, guess what? You know more about honey now because you've been listening to this stream. So that's the good thing, is you've expanded your horizons. You've increased your knowledge level in the world about stuff. Thank you, Chad. I appreciate that. Hit the first thing before chatting, says Archaeology Mike. That's a good deal. There'll be some more people hit it after it goes off, so we'll get to 20 either way. But guys and gals, thank you so much. Hey, I like to learn too. I've been watching a lot of these things on YouTube. These channels where people do these restorations on, say, axes and old metal toys and on hammers. I watched a thing today. A guy did a 250-year-old hammerhead that he replaced and fixed and stuff too. It took all the rust off it, reground it, got down to the metal, fixed it up. Been watching a lot of that. Support your local coin shows. Be guys and bars. Yep, I agree. Yeah, I've been going to my local coin shows. Can we see bee houses? Sure. ECP, will you make ECP merch to sell? I've been thinking about that. It's funny that you should say that, because we've been talking about making some ECP hats and t-shirts, and we may very well be doing that very soon. So stay tuned on that front. So here we go. There's the bee boxes or the bee houses. So you can see it. Let me back it up. So from left to right, those are Hoover hives. They're wax-dipped hives. The little one is a nuke, but it's empty. The other one is a honey-dipped hive, and then a painted hive where it says "Got honey." Then there's 2 wax-dipped hives. Then there's a wax-dipped hive and a wooden hive. Uh-oh. What happened there? That was really weird. Oh, that's my phone going off. And that's, hey, Mrs. ECP, everybody's in there asking where you're at.
Downstairs doing laundry.
Downstairs doing laundry. I told them about you helping me out today on the farm and how you're the best wife ever. I've been bragging about you.
Well, great, thank you.
They're all looking at the honeybee hives there now.
Yep.
They wanted to see some of the beehives. Look, it keeps on. That's what it is. It keeps going to sleep on me. My phone keeps going to sleep on me.
We did some work.
We did do some work, didn't we?
Sir,
We did a lot of work, didn't we? We did a lot of work.
Just gonna have to check on little Lucy.
Yep. My daughter was out last night. She did a little bit of extra partying, and now she's not feeling the best in the world.
I'm not sick of that extra party.
Yeah, and we're not thrilled about it. No, we are not. So here's the video. Let's see. They can see the video, Mrs. ECP. There's Mrs. ECP sewing right there. Look at that lady go. You guys get to see it live. See, she's spreading buckwheat right now. I'm telling her what direction to go. And if you see this grassy area on the right, we didn't till that in because there's 5 big pumpkins right in there in that high grass where we had a volunteer pumpkin plants come up. So that part of the pasture we couldn't disc and sow because there's pumpkins there and they're still green. They haven't turned yet. That's a pretty good, it's probably an acre pasture. So she's sitting there sewing. What a wonderful wife I got. You guys get to see that live without the commentary. But I put it up as a short. So if you want to go in there and tell Mrs. ECP what a wonderful lady she is, you can. I think here's some more of her doing it too. This is when she was doing the clover seed. We took turns. But when I took turns of her, I turned around and videoed her. There she is. She did the clover seed. And then she's like, oh, there she goes. She said, what do I do with that last little bit that won't down the horse? I said, just scatter it. She's a good lady. She's a good lady. Here's where she is. It was me getting into bee boxes today. So I'm getting into bee boxes there. I think I killed a hive beetle right there just now. Let me see what something Banks said something about the finest honey. I got to check that out. Check out these bees when I lift this box up. Because that top one has not got the bees. There they are. There's a good cluster there. There's the apivar strips. Got to take them off. So they're working on some fall bees. This is one of the late swarms. So it's still growing. I'm getting those strips off of it. Getting all them bees off of it. Gonna give them a gallon of sugar water. And she turned, I told her she was supposed to video horizontally, then she turned the fan, instead of stopping the phone, she turned it sideways. That's too funny. So did you guys watch the toilet paper video, comedy video we put up? We put up a video. You guys, if you got a chance, you need to check it out. There's a video we put up that is, I don't know how to tell you. It's a video. It's a queen clip. But we put a video up a couple days ago when people were running out of toilet paper. We were at Walmart and we bought a bunch of toilet paper so that we wouldn't run out of toilet paper because everybody's hoarding it again. And they said the truck drivers are getting ready on it. So everybody's laughing. Yeah, that was so. Yeah, make sure you comment on that one. Do you wear jeans under sweats? Nope. Nope. I don't even always wear jeans. Sometimes I wear shorts. I just wear. Not only always wear the jacket. Sometimes I just wear a hood. But usually I just wear jeans or sweats, one of the two. They usually don't sting through any clothing at all. They can. Don't get me wrong. Shot of the finest honey and an Alka-Seltzer with Advil works for me after a night of drinks. Oh, that's good to remember. Did you hear that, little ECP? He said a shot of the world's finest honey and an Alka-Seltzer with Advil works great for a night after drinks. So I don't think you got any Alka-Seltzer, but you can do some honey and some Advil. Take a spoonful of honey and some Advil or Motrin. Or, yeah, do a spoonful of honey. He said it helps too. But no, I don't wear jeans.
All right, I'm trusting this.
All right, Bank. She said trusting it. She said an Alka-Seltzer. We don't have any Alka-Seltzer. I don't see many bees around here, but I think there's a bee place near the old house before a fire had bees and bumblebees. ECP, there is a setting where you can have it turned off so that you don't have to keep doing that. Oh, yeah, I know there is, but I don't worry about it. But yeah, hopefully we have some. If you took, what'd you take? Tylenol? If you've already taken that, you can't take ibuprofen because Advil and Motrin is ibuprofen or acetaminophen. That's all you can take. Do that and some honey. I saw the toilet paper like that one. Drinking distilled water is good for a hangover too, they said, but you don't have any of that either. That's like water. That's water that's been distilled from vapor and stuff.
I feel awful.
Well, like I said, you need to drink electrolytes because you're probably dehydrated too. Flush it out of your system. Maybe Mrs. ECP can make a cooking video that incorporates honey. Well, that'd be a good idea. But my wife is what I call the iPad cook. She picks a recipe up on the iPad and does it. I do most of the cooking when it goes something by scratch or adding something to it. I think my son's been doing a lot of ribs and adding honey to his barbecue sauce and putting honey on them at the last second. And that's done pretty well too. Right. Well, guys and gals, I know it's getting late. I want to thank you. Best for a cure is to know your limits. Ha ha, amateur. Yeah, she's laughing. Ha ha back. Yeah, it's pure H2O, says JM. I agree. Well, guys and gals, I'm going to let you all go. Thank you so much. Thanks for your advice for little ECP. What it was be like to be 22 again, right? But you guys take care. They live and learn. She'll live to fight another day. ECP and little ECP. Tell them good night, little ECP.
Good night.
She's saying good night. Big fatty always makes me feel better. Always. Y'all be safe, guys. You too. All right, take care. Thanks, everybody. ECP, over and out. Mash that like button if you can, please.